Hey Dave, good to see you last night. I had to send this to you real quick. I got your face on swings here, kind of a before and after. That's what we figured out. Just so you know, we're going to keep working on opening this club face a little bit from the takeaway. And you're not trying to do anything crazy there, you just don't want to be actively shutting the club face. So on the left here, this was your first swing. If you watch that club face, you're still just twisting it a little shut as you go, and we're going to work on that. So as your chest opens, if your arms are just attached and the club's attached to your arms, that club's going to start to go the opposite way and start to rotate open. But anyway, watching here on the left, this first swing I got, as you're getting up to the top, you'll see your hips really slide. You'll see some space open up here from where you started, and you also see your right knee kind of pop out to the right of this line. In my opinion, and I think what we kind of figured out, just that little bit of hip slide gets you a little too tilted, so you're leaning a little towards the target here with your upper body, and it gets you just the slightest bit cutting across the ball, hitting these poles. Alright, so we talked about that, and we talked about how your hips should rotate rather than sliding on the way back. And right here, I like how this right hip's pulling, some space is opening up, like so, as the left stays forward, okay? So all you're doing is just turning your hips, twisting your hips instead of sliding them. It's going to get you a little more wound up. Alright, it's going to get your body leaning slightly away from the target at the top, and then let you go ahead and turn your body through like you always do really well. I think you got great leg action, you got a lot of stuff going your way, but that's the change we made, and here's the difference from behind. Beautiful looking takeaway here on the left. Again, face stays a hair down. That's better for you. We're gonna keep working on that as you go. And you know, a lot of good stuff going on. But the swing on the left was when those hips were getting out from under you. What you see here, the shaft stays a hair on the shallow side. You know, it's not terrible. Comes down right in between your hands. It's just a hair out to in, and you just haven't been able to rotate your body enough to give your hands, to give your club face the stability into impact. And this thing's just turning over a hair. You're pulling these balls low left. Alright, so with that little change of your hip action, letting those hips rotate a little more on the way back, pretty much right on the money at the top. And now, as you turn through, check this out. Hands work out towards the golf ball. Club head works up and behind you, like so, in transition, as a response to your body rotating. Club head is now much, much shallower, halfway down. Tremendous difference there. So you just are pretty much doing what you always do, rotating and extending through impact. The difference is this club's now coming slightly more from the inside of your hands out to the ball. Your hips are going to be a little more open at impact, and all of a sudden this ball started straight, jumped up in the air, and you're pretty much off to the races. So, you know, there's some stuff we're going to continue to clean up with this swing as we go. But that fundamental change from the face-on view of how your hips rotate on the way back immediately took this from kind of low left shots to high, straight, solid shots. Alright? Hope that helps give you a clear picture of what we need to do for now. And once we see you next week, we'll take it from there. Or excuse me, next time, we'll take it from there. As always, thanks, Dave.